Uh, Afghanistan was the most significant issue in the year of 2021, because after 2 decades, Taliban came into power in Afghanistan, and the Ashraf Ghani government that was toppled. That happened on 15 August 2021. Officially, Afghanistan was renamed as the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a landlocked country located at the crossroads of Central and South Asia. We should remember that Afghanistan was made the member of SARC, South Asian Regional Cooperation Organization, after 9/11. Afghanistan shares its border with Pakistan in east and south, Iran to the west, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan to the north, and Tajikistan and China to the northeast. Area of Afghanistan is 652,864 square kilometers. Its population is 40.2 million, that is more than 4 crore. Demographically, it consists of Pashtuns, the dominant majority. Second majority is Tajiks, then Hazaras and Uzbek, and some minor ethnic communities. Capital city of Afghanistan is Kabul. There was a presidential system of government that was practiced in first 2 decades of 21st century. But last year, when the government of Ashraf Ghani was toppled, there is a caretaker setup. In that caretaker setup, Prime Minister is Muhammad Hassan Akhund. Though the whole government is led by a supreme leader, Mullah Hebatullah, who actually lives in Kandahar, and he does not come in the limelight. Nobody has seen him. Even it's an idea, or we can say a conjecture or conspiracy theory, that even no man like Mullah Hebatullah exists. Whether he exists or not, but it is claimed that he is directing the whole setup. Prime Minister is Muhammad Hassan Akhund, and Deputy Prime Minister is Abdul Ghani Brother. Abdul Ghani Brother is the head of political chapter of Taliban, and he was the leading negotiator in Doha peace treaty with America. Interior Minister is Sirajuddin Haqqani. Sirajuddin Haqqani is son of Jalaluddin Haqqani, the founding father of Haqqani Network, one of the once declared a terrorist network. Defense Minister is Mullah Muhammad Yaqub, who is son of Mullah Muhammad Umar, the former president of Afghanistan, or we can say former Amir of Taliban. Foreign Minister is Amir Muttaqi, and Finance Minister is Mullah Hidayatullah Badri. These are the names of significant ministers, and we see that present Taliban government that is facing a crisis of recognition, crisis of economic resources, crisis of food. It has replaced the Ashraf Ghani government that was continuity of a long history of jihad against Russia that happened in 1979 when Russia invaded Afghanistan, and uh, America and Russia that were fighting a Cold War at that time. USA supported the Islamic militant or jihadis against Russian invasion. It destabilized the structure of nation, Afghanistan, and militants with the aid of USA succeeded to defeat USSR or Soviet Russia, and they defeated Russia, and there were withdrawal of Russian troops till 1993. After that withdrawal of Russian troops from Afghanistan, there was a civil war of Afghan Mujahideen or Afghan militants. These militants included Gulbuddin Hikmatyar and former President Hikmatyar was Afghan Prime Minister, and Burhanuddin Rabbani, former Prime Minister, and Ahmad Shah Massoud, former Defense Minister. They had their factions and they were fighting. There were many other factions, including the non-religious like Rashid Dosatam. After that civil war, or you counter that civil war in reaction, the students of madrasa, which were called Taliban, they emerged on scene under the leadership of Mullah Umar. They defeated all fighting combatant militants and they captured larger part of Afghanistan with the exception of northern areas, that is called areas in command of Northern Alliance. The Taliban ruled till from 1997 to 2001, when 9/11 happened, a tragic incident that it was accused that Osama bin Laden was responsible for that and he is Al-Qaeda, but Taliban were a host of Al-Qaeda and is Taliban. So America attacked Afghanistan. Taliban couldn't survive and they left the capital city Kabul and they started a guerrilla war. America, with the aid of United Nations, in a Bonn conference of Germany, presented a plan of reconstruction of Afghanistan, and Hamid Karzai was nominated as the caretaker president, who remained president for next 2 years. Afterwards, there were presidential election, and he remained president till 2014. Afterwards, he was replaced with Ashraf Ghani, another Pashtun president. War on terror was launched by Bush administration, but it was continued by Obama administration. Obama administration singled out Osama and claimed that real culprit should be punished, mean Al-Qaeda should be defeated instead of Taliban. And that was the time of 2014 when Taliban started to reunite and engage in guerrilla war. That guerrilla war escalated with the passage of time, and they succeeded to emerge as a threat to American interest. At that time, the government of Qatar offered mediations between Taliban and America. Taliban, that was a banned organization that was allowed to establish an office in Doha, and negotiations were initiated. Obama administration couldn't take them to the end, and in Trump administration they were finally focused through Trump envoy on American Afghanistan, that was Zalmay Khalilzad. Zalmay Khalilzad negotiated with Taliban, and finally they succeeded to have a peace treaty that is called Doha Peace Treaty, signed on February 29, 2020. After that, there was ceasefire between USA and Taliban, but Taliban attacked Afghan security forces, and they also succeeded to get released their prisoners. So their influence increased, you can say. On the other side, America withdrew its support for Afghan security agencies, mean army and police. That was a setback for financially dependent on America government of Ashraf Ghani. So they couldn't survive. First, it was thought that they would take 2 years, or then it was reduced to 6 months, and then 6 weeks, and then within days, in August, they succeeded to capture Kabul. Before capturing Kabul, Taliban succeeded to capture the districts and provinces. By the way, Afghanistan is distributed in 34 provinces. The peace process that began in mid-2018, there was a demand of ceasefire. Both the parties agreed on it. Taliban demanded 5,000 prisoners released. Some of them were released, and many were, you can say, got released after their capturing the country. The fall of Kabul was the capture of Afghanistan's capital city by the Taliban. The city's capture promoted an international airlift of fleeing civilians and took place hours after President Ashraf Ghani fled the country to Uzbekistan. When President fled the country, it was a sign that no one would resist them. Though there were some resistance in the province of Herat, there was a character, Ismail Khan. Prior to the capture, most of Afghanistan provincial capital had fallen to Taliban. American President Joe Biden concedes on 16 August that this did not unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. हमारी तवक्को से ज़्यादा जल्दी जो है ये सब कुछ हो गया. Between 14 August and 31st August, American and its coalition partners evacuated more than 123,000 people from Afghanistan via airlifts from Kabul Hamid Karzai International Airport. Actually, that Hamid Karzai International Airport remained under NATO and American military control following the collapse of central government. At present, that government is facing recognition crisis of food, and recently there was an OIC Foreign Minister Summit in Pakistan on that issue of Afghan crisis. Purpose was to get humanitarian aid from OIC or Muslim nations, as well as take a collective decision for recognition of Taliban government. Still, issue of recognition is pending.